boy Ice the Man here with EBA Tonight. Welcome to the premiere show. I would have to say the king of media, Ice the Man, and the premiere show here as always with my boy, my brother from another mother, the one and only Outtaker. Outtaker. James Smith. I don't know why Outtaker's on my mind. I think it was the song from last week that got me killed here. It was the whole. That's it. That's what it was. It's the song that got me. It's song still playing in my head. No.
We pause the
there's absolutely no restart. It's live stream. We are live. Totally shot your name to hell right away. Hey, but good news is we got a great show. This is week 3. We only have 1 week left to the playoffs. We are looking at an amazing show tonight. We're going through power rankings. We got a new segment on our show. And we have Mello be ballin' with us tonight. Mello, you there?
Finally.
Hey.
Finally.
It's about damn time.
Making his debut.
I gotta make that debut,
Yes,
fellas. I had to, man. I had to come out here, man. I appreciate it. I thank you guys, man. Let me come on.
Yep.
Nice so Mello be ballin', for those of you who don't know, plays point guard, right, for the Grizzlies.
Yes.
So the West
sadly.
is definitely overriding the East in this show tonight. So we've got a lot to talk about. Let's jump right in. Let's go right to where we love to be, and let's talk a little bit of power rankings and so forth. Right now, to start us right out, EBA power rankings. Where does your team rank? It doesn't change a whole lot from last week. There's 2 teams that rose up, 2 teams that rose up, 2 teams that dropped down, and 6 stays the same. So we had right about where they need to be in the power rankings as always. It goes by standings and then head-to-head and then by expectations here at EBA Tonight. So let's go right to number 10. Still at number 10 with a 6-18 record is Oklahoma City, who stays there pretty much most of the season. They've stayed there at that 10 spot. I think we put them there in the beginning. We put them there at the preseason rankings, and all the way up to this week 3. 4 weeks later, they're still in that number 10th spot. At 6-18, it does look like the Portland Trailblazers are falling a bit, which we'll go over them in just a minute. But do you think, I'm going to go right over to Mello because he's in the West with me. We play OKC.
Yeah.
I had a great game against OKC. It's more of a stat game. I know JT's on the team, but he's kind of focusing on some Space Jam stuff right now because that's important for him with that coming up. But at this point at number 10, do you think he has any regrets? And what I mean by he as in Trainer. Does Trainer have any regrets picking OKC, going from the 2nd pick all the way down to the 9th pick, where he could have had a solid team, and now he's got OKC and he's struggling.
He could have definitely had like a Cleveland.
Yeah.
Personally, I played for Trainer one of my first season. He's a cool dude, but he trolls a lot. And sometimes he throws off the message. He doesn't take it as serious to me, in this league. And I think he definitely should regret it because obviously a team like Cleveland could definitely change your whole story. It could definitely boost their whole confidence, but it would have definitely affected their cap as well because they started off with Dimes and JT. So I don't know. I think he does regret it. He definitely does. Trainer has to definitely regret that.
Well, even starting out with Dimes and JT, they're still, don't get me wrong, those guys are takeover guys, but they're still sitting at 6-18 on the season. And I just don't think the team is strong and fast. I agree with that. If you look at the 2K rankings, at OKC they're strong and fast, but the players on the team, at this point it just looks like they're just trying to get their stats and they're happy being at the bottom. Texas,
definitely.
Texas, looking at them, Texas James Smith. Do you think he has regrets? Do you think he's looking at this going, man, I really should have picked a different team?
The main regret that I think the Trainer is going to come to in this situation is that he did not treat Dimes better, with more respect, maybe give him more that he wants instead of more than what Trainer thought he needed. Because with Dimes is great, man. I play with one of the best point guards in the league, Mike. He's amazing, and Mike just constantly tells me how good of a player that Dimes is because he says that he can make or break a team just on the fact of the way Dimes runs an offense. And with the player like that, to get respect from players around the league such as Mike or the good guys, you give those guys what they need to win, man, and treat those guys with respect, and they'll play their hearts out for you and get you more wins than 6 like you have here. And then you have a complimentary for that with JT. So I don't see the regret being from going from 2 to 10. I mean 2 to 9, excuse me. I think his regret is going to be that he did not treat his players better because Dimes demanded a trade off for that roster, and I think that's going to be his biggest regret from anything else.
Yeah, 6-18 at the bottom here. They cannot be happy with that. They got a chance. Like I said, we're going to move on, but they have a chance to not be at the bottom, and that's really, if I was trainer, I wouldn't want to be lower than a rookie owner. Which the
Indeed, I mean
number nine Trailblazers movie. That's why I got it number nine. They dropped one
it's
spot. Go ahead.
staying on OKC for just a second. I think it's really surprising to me that Trainer's this low, with the team that he had and with the team that he drafted, because I mean Trainer's been a great player. I mean a great owner for a long time, and um, so I don't know. It's surprising to me that he's that low.
Yeah, I don't know where to go with that because Oklahoma City Thunder, like I just didn't think they had the team. Maybe I was hoping that he saw something we didn't. I thought that Spurs would have been a better pick
Right.
there. I mean, if you're going OKC, I thought, but even Spurs isn't as powerful as we'd like them to be. But I mean, looking
Right.
here,
Indeed.
it's yeah. I mean, looking here, what they did this week, and I kind of didn't go over the cover there, but I was ready to move right on. But Sunday, they lost to Golden State 74-79. That was a close game for Golden State and Oklahoma City. They beat Boston Celtics 89-53. They lost to the Memphis Grizzlies 68-65. Lost to the Clippers 93-62. Lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Lost to the Grizzlies 98-64. They lost to Golden State. It's very Western heavy. Our roster, our last couple weeks here. They did take a forfeit against the Portland Trailblazers Tuesday, and then Wednesday I actually played in this game, 72-88. The Los Angeles Clippers beat them. So it was a not a great week, I would say, for Oklahoma City. Which brings me to the next question. You have number 9 Portland Trailblazers down one spot from number 8 the previous week. They're slowly slipping. I would say is because they traded their all-star Ice to Man, but that's not the case. They have other issues, it sounds like, going on there. Number 9 Blazers down 7-17 is their record. I got rookie owner question mark. Texas, do you really think it's evidence falling into some pitfalls is why he's where he's at here with the Trailblazers?
I gotta say I don't think it's on evidence, man. I think evidence came into this with a clear heart and clear mind, and I really feel that he went out there and spent the money, which that's what you need to do as a new owner, and pay money for big names regardless of if you know him or not. He went out there and he got Fab, and he got some guys that Fab wanted, like yourself and a few other guys. I just think his team really let him down on this one. I mean, I know Evidence is not a great player. He's not a great 2K player by any means. But I don't wanna put this on just Evidence because it's a lot more than that. I think it comes down to more of just a team not meshing well because he did everything he could as an owner. I feel, maybe he should have opened communications up a little better that I've heard, but um, I don't I have no reason to think that it's on him. I think it's more of a mesh issue with his roster.
Yeah, well, you got 3 forfeits taken this week by the Trailblazers. They not take they gave 3 forfeits away, so they couldn't show up for 3 of their games. I know Fab doesn't like showing up and losing. I don't know what's going on with the rest of his team. Um, so I know this has to be a
One
very, very
well
frustrating season for Fab.
one of the games that you're mentioning on the forfeit was they actually they got their guy in just a second late against Golden State, which Fab, I mean, Evidence told he was told that the guy wasn't going to make it or whatever, and they didn't have anybody to replace him. So he told Shump that well, they're not going to make it, so it's whatever. And Shump told him before they even started that, "Well, I can only give you to the 15 tonight, bro, because my guys got a lot of stuff to do because they got pro am and all that stuff going on right now. So like, if you can't make it by the extra time that was given, I can't really go a minute later, bro. We got stuff we gotta do." Well, they were like 2 or 3 minutes late, and so Shump took the forfeit. Now let me clear that up a little bit because I gotta say my boy Shump is not one to take forfeits. My team has played against Shump, and we were 30 minutes late, and my man still played the game. So he still made his guys get in there and play. So it's not on him. I mean, so if he says that, then I have to 100% believe that he actually has shit to do. So that's 100. But so that's where one of those forfeits came from.
Gotcha. Well, looking at this week, they beat the Indiana Pacers 81-71. The Portland Trailblazers, they lost to the Los Angeles Clippers 82-85. I was in that game. Um, they forfeited to the Toronto Raptors. They lost to Golden State 102-81. The Clippers 95-69 beat them. I was in that game as well. I told you, don't trade me to the same division. I'm coming at you. 105-67, New York Knicks over the Portland Trailblazers. Oklahoma City also took a forfeit, and then the last of the week, Golden State Warriors took the forfeit on Portland. So Portland has a few forfeits in here. It's dropping them in the rankings as well, also in their division. Tell me, do you see Portland slipping beyond Oklahoma City, Mello?
Yes, 100%, 1000%. Because I see that team is crumbling as we speak. That team picked up Walnut off TC, Walnut, one wild Walnut. That kid's a stud big man, but everyone in the community knows that kid gets frustrated easy. And if he has people like this around him, he's gonna get frustrated and quit. He's gonna quit on the team. Fab believed in him. He thought he could have been there. But I disagree with Texas what he said about it not being on evidence. It's 1000% on evidence. Because first of all, evidence really built this team. Yeah, he got Fab, but you can't just put Fab with people like he traded for Fredo, yeah, but he traded Ice. He didn't want Ice traded. Like, yeah, Fab could have voiced it a little bit better, but Fab, like, I be in Fab's party almost every day. We on the same team in money leagues. He did not want that. And like evidence is lacking communication. And as an owner, I know he played Madden and all that, but like I definitely think, like, I'm no offense, evidence. Fab told me he's way better than Jay Snyder. He see that he actually cares about his team and he tries. But he said himself that this man Evidence shouldn't be an owner next season just because like he doesn't know what he's doing. And I'm gonna be real about it.
Yeah,
Like,
I got
you
rookie owner question
you gotta
mark.
look at it like this.
Go ahead.
You gotta look at it like this, man. I
mhm,
mean, communication is a two-way street. You can't
of
speak and not be
course.
spoken to for communication. You got, yeah. I mean, if Fab has a concern or any other player has a concern, they
Okay.
need to voice themselves. I mean,
Yeah, they need to go
we
to the
grown
owner.
ass men around these
Yes.
parts.
Yeah.
And I
No.
tell
No.
you,
You're
We
you're
don't we, we
100%
don't
right.
and
Yeah.
speaking about
right.
that, even
We don't need
Fab
to
talked
wait.
to me afterwards, after the trade went through, and said, "Dude,
Mhm.
what happened?" And I was pretty honest with him. I was group chatting with him, and I just said, "Dude, you have to speak up." When he came to you and said, "What four men you want on your line?" You got to say, "I want Ice, I want AO
But
Mark, I want this guy, I want that guy," and it would have been done. Like I wouldn't have moved, I wouldn't have been traded, I would have been
all right.
staying in Portland, struggling with him right now because we were struggling anyway. Don't get this like switched up like
Yeah.
it's magically pieces here or
But you
there.
guys weren't in like ninth.
Yeah, we weren't in. You're,
You
you're,
guys were not on ninth. You
yeah,
guys
that's
were
what.
not ninth though.
You're right.
That's something different.
You are
You guys
right.
could have moved up. You guys were making a little push. But wait, one last thing I want to say about
Go
Portland
ahead.
as well. Fab was one of the first people that got bid on, because he was a high bid and all that.
Yep.
So Fab did actually give Evidence a list of people he wanted, and Evidence chose not to go that route. So I want to put that out there for the people that did not know. Maybe you guys didn't know that as well, but I know that because a little bit behind the scenes. But
But
yeah,
I
so like
spoke with
he
evidence
didn't.
about that too, though. When I talked to evidence, I said, "Dude,
Hmm.
you didn't go after the guy. You went after Fab, but didn't go after his guys." He said, "I tried. They were going too much money, and I was still trying to." He was trying to build his second line around Coke Boy
Yeah,
Han or whatever the guy that's playing small forward over in Dog Ass Mello
in
now or
Memphis.
whatever that is. No, the guy that's playing
Oh,
small
okay, yeah,
forward
yeah.
in Cleveland. He
In
was going
Cleveland.
after
Yeah,
him
yeah.
because I remember playing trial games. And he's like, "Hey, just come play this position for me," because I'm the guy that's always on. If I'm bored, I'll just hop in and play. But um,
Hmm.
anyway, I was playing games with him, and he got his bugs guy. He had to get his line, his second line set up too. The guys that he wanted. The only person evidence got that he wanted on his team was Defeat You. He wanted Defeat You because he's friends with Defeat You, and he just wanted him on his
Of
team.
course.
That's the only guy that he got. He was following instructions, and I got rookie owner question mark. He made a lot of rookie owner mistakes. And bottom line, the fact that they're 7-17, even though evidence is a friend of mine back from old VFL days, bottom
Of
line,
course. I
it's
heard
a
he's a very
hundred
nice dude.
percent. It's 100% on him. 100% on him. Whether he didn't open up lines of communication, whether he misunderstood lines of communication, it doesn't matter. It's 100% on this owner as a rookie owner making those mistakes. Now, hopefully next year he'll return and not make those same mistakes. But if I'm going to be in last place,
Yeah.
I can tell you this: I won't have the Dick Riders on my team and still be in ninth place that he currently
Oh
has.
wait. Oh yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what
I
I'm
want to
saying.
touch on that too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Since you mentioned up the dick riding, hold up. This kid really has Fab's
Let this man call the
exact
kettle
gamer
black
tag,
real
but with a
quick.
4. He's a certified dick sucker, bro. Zero kid, I hope you're watching. You're a certified pussy, bro. You're a
Wow.
dick sucker, kid. On my mom, I'll beat the shit out you, my
Oh
nigga.
wow.
Real talk.
Okay, it got
Real
Xbox
talk. I
Live
will beat
gangster in
you
here
up.
real fast.
Like
Hold
this
on,
kid.
Mello.
This kid.
Moving on. Let's move on. Yo, you're right. You're right. You're 100% right. Let's move on. He got Xbox Live gangster in here. Put down your pistol, kid. Let's go. Number 8, New York Knicks at 8-16. Up one spot
On
from
his
last
mom's.
week on his mom. He's going to cash him outside. That's what he said. How about that? Oh shit. Okay, so New York Knicks right now in the East. This is
Yeah.
what I have over here in the East. They aren't that far behind. They're the last place in the East, but they're not that far behind from stealing a spot. They're like 3 or 4 games um, from even moving into like a first. Of course, first would have to lose all their games this week, but that could happen, and still that whole division is very very tight. So with that being said, I've got Mr. Steal Your Spot question mark. Do you see the New York Knicks, Mello? I'm come back to you because you should be calm by now.
Yeah.
Do you see the New York Knicks, Mr. Steal Your Spot,
Yeah.
and has a chance to steal a spot over there
Oh no, I definitely do.
in the
I
East?
played against them personally. I played against the other line, not the line that Hayden's on, but they actually gave us a little run for our money. I won't lie. Like they kept it a little close with us. It was like a 10-point game, but Crow was actually telling me it was gonna be a stack game.
Mm-hmm.
Like how we mentioned like OKC like a stack game. Yeah, he mentioned that to be a stack. It wasn't. We actually had to play a little harder than I thought we would have, and they got some like they could really make a noise because that East is very tight. Like as you said earlier, like I really see them like making they could get that third spot. Real talk.
I mean, it's. I can tell you right now, the wins look like this: 8. Indiana Pacers has 9. Cleveland has 10. Boston has 11, and Toronto has 14. So I mean,
That
they're
East is very disappointing.
3 or 4
Very disappointing.
spots from really, Jim. We'll talk playoffs a little bit later, but I mean, I got Mister Steal Your Spot here because I mean, I didn't think that I didn't think they would be here first of all, but Boston surprised
Mhm.
me, and we'll talk a little bit more when we
Very
get to
much.
Boston. But number 8, New York Knicks. This is how they looked this week. They actually played against Boston, beat them 76-73. They have to continue to win those games. They beat Cleveland 83-62. They turn around and they lost to the Pacers 62-67. Lost to the Grizzlies 70-56. They beat the Pacers 66-61, so they did come back and get that in that division. 105-67, they slapped Portland. 61-67, they lost to Cleveland later in the week. And the last game of the week, Toronto Raptors beat them 82-72. So they can't continue to lose in their division. But Texas, Mr. Steal Your Spot, is New York even going to be competing? Or they're competing, but are they going to steal a spot? You think for the playoffs?
Honestly, man, I wish I could be like original me and be like, nah, fuck that. Cleveland gonna finish number one. But on the real shit, it's been tough, man. These last few weeks, we played them twice this week. I think it was this week, or we might have played them once last week. But we had some 2K issues the first time we played them, and then we came back and we played the other line. And if the main factor for me in all this is gonna be if Hayden and them keep getting clutch wins, because Hayden line is nice. The GMB stunner is killing it on Porzingis. My man is going ham. He is absolutely going in. We played him. We had some glitchiness where you can't pass or shoot or sprint or anything like that, and pass the aids on to everyone. Like we had 3 guys that happened to throughout that game, but but he absolutely killed it. I mean, he went in, did his fucking thing, made sure that I think it was like he had like 30 and 20 or some shit like that. Absolutely went off. The main factor is gonna be that other line. The other line is going to be hard for them to come up because the other line I feel like is going to hold them back. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I know Outtaker's on that line, and we played him this week again. He played very well, but actually he didn't play that well. But the overall team they didn't do like shit. They
Hmm.
weren't absolute shit, but I don't feel like they played enough to help get their team into the playoffs, which is going to be the main issue in this coming up week.
Yeah, I would say New York Knicks. They got to continue to win in that Eastern Conference, and it's still strong. So they've got to pick their who's going up against who pretty intelligently this week, and that team has a
Mm-hmm.
shot to steal a spot. Moving over to the number 7, it's the Pacers. They're sitting at 9-15, only one win, one game above the Pacers here. I got it at number 7, and then I have them at question mark stay alive. going right back to you, do you think they could stay alive and keep a spot?
Oh, okay. So this is my issue with Indiana. I got word from a very reliable source. Their GM in that team, realist. He he told me that Abyss is applying for IR. He's going on injury reserve
Oh,
for this
the
next
last week?
week.
Ah,
Last week, man. So it's gonna be
Yikes.
absolutely heartbreaking for them because I don't know if they're gonna be able to win with the Abyss on IR. Maybe realist might slide over and play on the other line, maybe. I think that might be the only opportunity to make the playoffs is if they get another stud on the other line because with the Biss gone, that other line's gonna just crumble. I mean, they're not gonna be able to do nothing. They need help over there. Um, Realist is the man. I like Realist. He bum hunt sometimes. I get it, but he man up can't play this a couple times this season, so respect for that. And I like Realist a lot. He's a good player. He can sneak them in the playoffs, but it's gonna be close, man. It's gonna be rough. It's pretty much the same situation as the Knicks, man, and Cleveland and Boston, even Toronto. I mean, we're all in the same fucking shitty situation in the East. We all have one line that's playing well, and it's gonna be hard for any of them to hold on to a playoff spot, hold on or get.
yeah. And this week they faced the Portland Trailblazers. They lost 81-71. They beat the Toronto Raptors, which is a good win for them, 65-62. They
They
beat New
beat
York
us this week
Knicks,
too.
67-62. They lost actually to you on Monday, 91-68. It looks like you guys slapped them pretty good that
Mm-hmm.
game. 61-66. They lost to New York. They did come back and beat Cleveland on Tuesday, 74 to
Mm-hmm.
61. Boston Celtics 100-67. They beat them. That's another slap. 42-82. They lost to Memphis. That's another. I mean, it looks like they're getting slapped in some games, and then some games are really close here. I mean, being on the Grizzlies, I don't know if you played that game the last week there, but Melo, I mean, what do you think of the Indiana Pacers? Do they have enough to stay alive, or they're going to be one of the guys watching during the playoffs?
Well, honestly, they have Abyss on their team, correct?
But he's going on IR, yes.
He's going on
Yeah,
IR this
yeah.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was gonna touch on that. He played our other line yesterday, and he actually quit during the game when they got blown out yesterday, and
Mm-hmm.
and they only have like one line that's really like stacked, like I do like them. Like I like them. I like Drew. I like Easton. I think they're really good players. I like Realist as well. Like Realist was telling me earlier, like he doesn't really duck no one, so I don't know if that's true or not, but he told me that, and like I do think they can hold on. Like them and that whole East, like I could see that whole thing flipping, because like we all know what's going on with the Toronto situation, so like you never know, it could all flip around, and there's always Cleveland as well. So like I do think they could stay alive. I really do. The Pacers.
Yeah, I mean, they got a good shot, just like anybody else in the East.
Uh,
With hearing him going on IR, it almost looks like they're going to struggle to. That you almost are certain they're going to lose at least 4 games next week. With that
Yeah.
East being that close, you almost can't do that. But here, let's go to
Mm.
number 6.
Hey,
Uh,
hold on, touch it one more on the bum hunting for the Pacers. I want to say this
Yeah.
season it's not it's very
you
hard to
can't,
bum hunt
you
this year.
can't. I'm gonna say you can't
Yeah,
bum hunt with the
it,
Indiana
it's
Pacers.
it's well no regardless of who the fuck you can bum hunt with
It,
anybody. Let's be
unless they're
honest.
no,
You
unless
can
they're
always play
playing.
less talent. You can
Yeah,
always play less
unless
talent.
they're, but they don't
But
know who unless they're going through and they're the last one
the
listed in the
fact that
weekly
what
schedule.
what I'm saying is that it's so hard to bum hunt this season just because of the fact that there's so much talent on every team.
Yeah.
The
No, the
Blazers
league's
got
very
talent.
talented
The
this season.
Thunder got talent. Yeah, the Knicks got talent. Everybody in the league has talent on their team. So it's hard
It's
to
about how
pick
you
and choose
split it.
who you want to play.
Well, that
So I mean,
it's definitely division strong. So you can't. I don't know if it's called
100%.
bum. I don't know if it's called bum hunting when you're trying to win your division and you're hunting out those people in your division. So
Those
again,
easy ones, right? No,
I don't I don't think
100%
I don't think you
with
can
it.
bum
I
hunt
just
with the
wanted to bring
Pacers.
that up.
That's funny. But let's go to
Nah,
number
I think you
6.
can. You can bum hunt with anybody
Speaking of
unless you're the
bums,
bums.
let's go number 6. Cleveland
Oh
Cavaliers, 10
hell
and
no.
13.
Oh hell no. We ain't
Uh,
speaking of bums.
I got here, and
Let's get that
I'm
right.
gonna you're gonna get a
We're
chance to
10 and
defend, but
14.
you're gonna hear it both from me and Mello first. First of all,
Oh,
I got
really? We
humbled
have
with
to
a
put
question
this.
mark
We have to put
because
humbled.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't
yes,
happening. Ain't nobody
because
humble me.
I know you're not humbled because I talk with you constantly, but you have to. I mean, Cleveland Cavaliers, they should be doing what is going on in the West right now with Golden State. They should be doing that in the
Agreed.
East. There should be that team at
Whoa.
the top, and then there should be nobody underneath them. I mean, there's no question that Golden State has the first seed. There's no question. Cleveland
Yeah.
should be this week should be going, hey, what do we want to just skip every game and still make the playoffs? Because that should be a real question for Cleveland with the way the East is looking out. Unfortunately for this team, they are sitting at 10-13 and fighting to be in the playoffs. Fighting. Melo, I mean, humbled?
Yes.
Humbled, man. I mean,
I want to touch upon this. Like, I've been watching the show every week. I won't lie, Texas man, you've been talking too crazy, man. You've been talking like Mike Man was gonna be Jesus Christ and coming down on earth and carry our whole team. Like, I don't know. That's how you made it sound. And I played against Mike Man. He's a heck of a scorer. I don't think he's a top PG in this league right now. Like, I think there's so many top
wow.
PGs. There's
Okay.
wait, hold on, let me finish. Hold on. I think there's so many top PGs in this league that if they get Kyrie Irving, if they get hands on, they could score and get assists and get their team more W's than that. What's the record? 10-13. That's pathetic with the Cavs. You're under 500 with the Cavs. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like that's not good. That's not good.
Two
And the
lines,
fact that you
cuz.
guys are,
2 lines.
you got
your
no,
other
you
your
guys.
line's not
I
going
know there is
undefeated
2
either,
lines.
though. Your line's not
No,
going
Yeah, no,
undefeated
it's
either.
there
we're
is 2
100%
lines,
but
but
we're
like
definitely positive though.
yeah, but like guys should not just be positive. You guys should
Okay,
be like
let me ask you this.
spanking dudes.
Let me ask you
All
this:
right.
If Mike isn't the best in the league, I mean, I'm not saying he's the best in the
You
league,
want
but
me? Yeah.
he's definitely top 3 in the league. Okay, at
He's a
point
good
guard.
scorer. I
He's
can name
definitely top 3 in the league.
I could name 3 point guards
Let
better than
let
him right now.
let me
Hmm?
Okay, you played Mike, man, right? You played
Yes.
Mike, man. You played the Cavs. Did y'all win?
Oh,
No, I fouled on Mike Conley in the beginning of the
Thank
third
you.
quarter.
That's all I need
No,
to
I fouled
know.
on Mike Conley. No, I fouled on
You
Mike
didn't.
Conley. What do you
Hell
want me
no,
to do?
you didn't win.
And
Facts.
we lost by 4 points.
You want to talk
We
about?
lost by 4
You want to talk
points.
about the
I fouled
Cavs
on Mike
Hold on,
Conley in the
going
hold
10
on,
and
fourth quarter. I had Andrew
13?
Harrison.
You want to talk
I had
about the
Andrew
Cavs and
Harrison.
then going 10 and 13? They got the dub on that ass. And MVP
Okay,
Raymond.
hold on, back
Still got
out.
the dub on
Don't
that
make me
ass.
hit the mute button.
So
Listen, hold on, back out.
let's
Let's
bust
roll
these
back.
facts out
You're
real
gonna
quick. We
have
want to
you're
talk
gonna
about
you're gonna have
facts.
you're gonna have your opportunity to defend your team because we're coming at your throat. And the only reason I never come at nobody's throat, but the only reason we're coming at your throat is because at the beginning of the season, your
nah,
hands
I
was
expected a lot
lubed
more.
and you was like, oh, we're doing this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do this. So I mean,
You guys aren't shitty users. Like, I'm not saying that. Like, I'm just saying I expected a lot more. Like, you guys should be locking on to that #1 seed right now. That's what
agree.
I expected from the
I agree.
start.
And
That's what I
And
expected.
that's
that's
facts.
That's
And that's
expectation.
very
100%
disappointing.
facts.
Yeah.
And that's 100%
But I
facts.
know there's 2 lines.
But the fact
I'm a
remains,
real person. I'm a real person.
we
I
got
know
the
there's 2
dub.
lines.
I mean, we're gonna make the playoffs. And I mean, you
But is
coming
that
at the
enough?
neck
Like,
of a Mike when we beat
nah, I'm not
y'all.
going as
No,
We
you're
beat
not.
you.
You guys
And
beat
Raymond.
So
me
this is the way it
without
looked
Mike
last
Conley
week. Let
for
me
2
let me
quarters.
carry
That's your
this
own
on.
damn fault.
Let's move
That's
this
your own
along.
damn fault for getting fouled out.
So let's move this along.
Yeah.
Looking at Cleveland, they actually lost 66-75 against the Clippers. They lost to the New York Knicks 83-62. They ended up taking a forfeit against the Celtics. They took the forfeit, so they didn't lose, but that was the Celtics forfeited to them. They did beat the Pacers 91-68. That was a good game. They did lose to Toronto 75-84. They also lost to the Indiana Pacers 74-61. They also lost to the New York Knicks 67-61. And then they lost to Boston Celtics 74-69. So yes, there is 2 lines. I absolutely agree, but it only looks like 1 win this week with 2 lines. So you can't
Mm.
really blame the other line, but I'll give you your opportunity. Say what you need to say. It's your team. I know you're gonna support them and back them up, but I wouldn't blame the second line too much because it looks like both lines are struggling right now. Just saying.
Nah, why don't you go back and look at the records between both lines and then tell me you won't blame the second line too much. I think the other line got like maybe 3 wins on the season. 3
Okay.
on the whole season. Out of what 12 games? Which I understand. Like we got good guys on the second line, and that's facts. But they just not meshing well. I don't want to put it on any singular guy. I mean, it's a chemistry issue. I feel on the second line, and it happens, man. You know, it happens. People get together. People don't play well together. We even had a guy retire on the second line at the beginning of the season, which was unfortunate.
Mhm.
And it happens like every season. We see it happens. I mean, people. I mean, you know, there's a line that might look okay or a team that might look okay, and people fall off. But the fact remains that we got people coming out of the neck that are taking L's to us. So I mean,
Yeah.
yo,
Well, it's not really
I'm
coming out your neck. It's
I'm
just calling you
humbling
out
people.
on calling you
Yo,
out on what the team is doing.
Yeah.
Because realistically, it's
on
I'm not
ownership too.
just
If
so
one
we're
line's no
clear.
good.
I'm not coming at anybody's neck here. I'm just pointing the obvious. The expectation of the Cleveland Cavaliers should be leading the East comfortably. It just should be. Now, yes, you're having problems
Mhm.
through the second line. You had 2 weeks to fix that. As an owner, Mike Mann is one of the better owners that earns my respect in this league. But
Yeah,
with
he
the
is a good
Cleveland
owner.
Cavaliers, I mean, you got LeBron James. Even Kyle Korver made that team stronger in my eyes because the two is where they were weak, and he didn't step it up big time, but he's still, I think, better than the two they originally had. You know, I am very surprised, and I know that's where Melo's kind of coming from, to see them even talked
Yes.
about outside of the top 3 or 4 teams in the league. Just like outside of that is amazing. And this
Bro,
year
I
you
thought
guys struggle a
they
little
were
bit.
gonna run away with the East. I thought they were gonna run away with it. Like that. That's
me
just me
too.
being wrong though.
Me too.
I
I thought
thought
we was going all the way with the East too. I
Cause
still
I
think
know
we're going to run
Mike,
away with
like,
this
listen,
motherfucker.
Mike Man could score, but like the whole thing about like him, like people writing in the chat right now, like better PGs, and I kind of agree. Like I'm just saying, and it's on him about the second line as well, cause it is on ownership to get that right. I said a point about having 2 weeks. I mean, we gotta mention everything. We can't just mention one thing about. And if you said one line got 3 wins, then you only got 7 wins. I got more wins on my line with the Memphis Grizzlies.
Not
Yeah.
against us, you didn't. Take that L, son. Take that L, son.
Okay,
Take that L, son.
let's move along here. On the number 5 for the week, we have Boston Celtics, 11-12. Now, Boston has put a surprise on me as a media guy and also as a player. I've been surprised to see Boston where they're at. When they took the last pick, I said, oh, they're not gonna be anything this year. They're gonna be at the bottom, playing with Oklahoma City all year. But I was completely wrong with that. I've got lock question mark. Do you think Boston has it locked in at that second seed, or maybe even a first seed if they push hard enough? Do you think Boston's a lock for the playoffs? What do you think, Texas James, since it's your conference?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna bring up some insider information on this one. We've had complaints out of Boston talking about there's a couple of guys on that roster throwing games. We've looked into the complaints, and it's guys high in the organization, without saying any names. But we've looked into the complaints. I didn't feel it valid that they were throwing games. I feel like they were just frustrated, and they were getting their ass beat, so they were just dicking around because they only have one game. But if that is happening, that can just show cracks in Boston, that they could be having major issues moving on to this next week. So it's just something that you're gonna have to watch into the next week. So are they a lock? Absolutely not. Nobody in the East is a lock right now. Not one fucking team in the East is a lock. So yeah, anything could fucking happen. So I'm not gonna lock anybody in the East side, but Boston, someone definitely to watch for to see if they sink or swim. It's gonna be a big deal there.
No, I absolutely 100% agree with you. I don't think any team is a lock. Boston surprised us, and it's coming out hot going in to these last couple weeks. I didn't know there was somebody over there throwing games. That's shitty. If anybody in the EBA is doing that, that's a dickheaded move. If you're not here for competition and for fun and competition first, then you need to find another place to play. But 73-76, they lost to New York by 3 points. They did lose also to Oklahoma City Thunder 89-53. They took a forfeit against Cleveland. Now this was off Sunday. They turned around and Toronto forfeited to them and Monday. Seemed like a lot more forfeits this last couple weeks here. Boston then lost to Golden State Warriors 79-95. They then took another forfeit against Toronto Raptors. And I don't know why Toronto's forfeiting games, but it sounds like there might be trouble over in Toronto. Boston Celtics beat 100-67. They beat the Pacers. And then the final game Wednesday, they also beat Cleveland Cavaliers 74-69. So that was how they kind of pulled out the week there in Boston, 11-12. I agree that East is kind of competition. Mello, I mean, what do you got to say about Boston?
I think they're one of the most talented rosters built. Shout out to E Money and the owner. I forgot his name on
Remix?
spot, but yeah,
Yeah.
remix. I forgot. Yeah, but they built a talented roster. Once I look at that roster, I'm like, yo, this team could really. They could come out the East if they get that playoff spot. Honestly, like I could see them like really making some noise because the Dimes edition was huge. I played against Dimes when he had Isaiah Thomas. Like man, that he's really good with him. Like Dimes is no joke on Isaiah, and like I think Boston really like can come out that East and like represent because like for real that East is a toss up, but that team is the most talented user team even over Golden State. I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, I always said that if Boston had a different team, maybe even the Spurs, they would be pretty damn
Oh
competitive.
yeah.
And I even misshot Boston as a bad team, like Boston. But
Hmm.
I apologize for to Boston for shooting them low beginning. But I agree with you. I think if they would have been with anybody else, they would be talking differently about Remix's team.
Very much.
Um,
Very
Now,
much.
if he can just be an owner and do what needs to be done off the court and on the court, we'll be set. And I think that there'll be a team to be talking about hopefully in the playoffs. But Toronto Raptors, I've got at the number 4 spot. Moving on. Now the Toronto Raptors are right now leading the division at 14-10. They're down 2 spots um, to make them at number 4. Eastern champs with a question mark. I'm going to go right back to you, Mello. Do you think Toronto has what it takes to be the Eastern champs?
Oh, whoa. At first, honestly, like I thought it was gonna be like Cleveland and Toronto just going back and forth, in the top spot. Like I honestly did in the beginning of the season. Because Revolves, I played for the dude last season. Heck of a owner. Top-notch owner. I'd play for him anytime. Him, Carroll, all them. They want to win. And Toronto, I heard they having some like miscues going on with people not showing up to games or whatever. I'm not sure. But they need to get that stuff straight so they could get into this playoffs and prove me right in the beginning. Because I did tell Revolves like I want to see you out that finals. Because I said it earlier like that team he got Rush, he got Shadow, like he got a bunch of good people around him. Like that team should be doing better. That whole East has been disappointing in my opinion. That's my whole general perspective of the whole East. Like real talk, I expected a
Yeah, I
lot more.
mean, they're definitely weaker than I expected them to be. And looking at Toronto, this is how they fared out this week. 79-78, they did beat the Grizzlies there Sunday. 62-65, they lost to the Pacers. That hurt because it's interdivision. They took a forfeit from
Mhm.
Portland. Portland forfeited to them. They then turned around and forfeited to Boston. I would rather have beat Boston than to forfeit Portland, but whatever. Monday they ended up beating Cleveland Cavaliers 84-75. Took a forfeit
Mm.
again or forfeited again to Boston, so that's 2 wins they gave Boston, which is right at their neck this past week. Tuesday they ended up going 92-74. The Clippers beat them, and then 82-72 they beat the Knicks to finish out the week. So there's a lot of question marks in this week for Toronto. I mean, them only being um, you know 3 games up pretty much from that first seed on a bye week, which I heard that this team could use a bye week better than most. What do you think? Coming from Texas, what do you think Toronto needs to do to pull that Eastern champs, and and really can they hold on to it with everything going on in Toronto?
Oh, you talking to me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was just too busy watching Melo hand out hand jobs in the Twitch chat. Um, so the
Oh my
what
God, like you and Mike been asking me.
Oh, okay, move along. Let's
what
go.
with Toronto, I think they're pretty much locked in. I mean, it's not they're locked in for the playoffs. I don't think they're going to be the Eastern champs. I think that I mean, being at 14, even just 2 games up, and the way the conference has been playing, that's pretty much with 1 week to go. That's pretty much going to secure them as long as they can get a few wins. Because this last week, the way we made the schedule in the season, we made week 2 and week 4 very conference heavy schedules. Um, that way, if there's anybody in a race at the end, they actually have an opportunity to make it in. And so we will we will see, but I think as long as Revolves, gets about 3 wins, I think he's sure in the playoffs. I don't think there's any lock for a champ on the East side as bad as we've been. That's for sure.
Hmm.
But it's definitely they're definitely in. The Raptors are definitely in the playoffs in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean they have to completely fall apart for them not to be. Although, I mean that
Right,
could
100%.
happen, but I mean it's just they have to completely fall apart. So looking on to number 3, moving up in the top 3 now, we have the Memphis
Mm.
Grizzlies at number 3, 15 and 9, which this just so everybody's clear, standings take the first when we start talking about power ranking. Standings pretty much take priority. But you could pretty much flip to second and third however you see fit, because I would think they're pretty even teams. They've been handing each other L's back and forth all season. But you have number 3, the Memphis Grizzlies. They stay at the same spot they were last week in the power rankings. 15 and 9 they are setting as the third best record in the league. How far will they go? Question mark. Memphis Grizzlies. I want to go right back to Texas, and let Melo go last here to defend his team a bit, because I know Texas
Yep.
has a couple question marks in there. But how far will they go? There's a couple question marks on that team. How they're going to look. So I'm going to let you go, Melo. Let him finish before you jump in, and then
Of course,
I'll
of
jump in and
course.
hand it over to you. Go ahead, Texas.
Okay, so before we get started, and before we give Melo here a chance to wipe his lips off and hit me with that shocked face, um, I want to say he was being very hypocritical when he was coming at phony Fab from Portland, because I don't understand what the deal is with Ramo. Like, I'm talking about, we played these guys, and if Ramo did not touch the rock, I mean, if he didn't get the ball one time, they didn't score. I mean, it was terrible. They came down the floor. Ramo got about 40 touches in the game. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we were leaving people open on the perimeter, not even giving a shit about nobody else, because nobody else mattered in that game, including his weak ass, fouling ass Conley. So I mean, it was absolutely redonkulous that they. I mean, I got most likely to give my teammates my whole locker room hand jobs, okay? But I'm talking about when you have 9 people stroking one guy. I mean, what the fuck? I'm talking about even guys from the other line. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous how much love Ramo was getting in Memphis. And I understand Ramo's nice. I understand that. But when you feed the man the ball 45 times and still take L's, what's that about?
Well, I do know that they are the only team to beat Golden State this week or this
That's
season so
facts,
far.
though.
It
That's
is
facts. And
facts,
it
and
was
I'm shooting
Ramo.
facts,
And it
and
was
it was
Ramo. And
Ramo.
it was Ramo.
And I've talked
Yeah.
to
True
some
that.
guys I respect, like Shump and Fab and a couple other guys in the league, shots, and they've said that they feel Ramos probably the best 2K big man ever in the game. And you got somebody like that, you want to feed him. Now I don't know if you
Agreed.
shove a spoon down his throat, but you want to feed him. So this is how they looked going into this is how they looked throughout the week. It was 78-79. They lost to Toronto by 1 point. That had to be heartbreaking. They did 108-68, took a huge L to Golden State. 68-65, they beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. 70-56, they beat the Knicks. 98-64, they beat the Thunder. 82-53, they beat the Clippers. That's my team. You need to stay off them. 72-74, lost in a close game against Golden State. Almost gave them another L. That's 2 points. Indiana Pacers 82-42. I don't know if they were playing against Indiana Pacers or not, but they didn't show up in the fourth quarter. It looked like they outscored them like 8-24, and Memphis just blew them away there. So I mean, looking at your team, they're looking pretty hot going into the playoffs. How far will you go? Is my first question mark, and second, you can respond to whatever, or first you can respond to whatever they had to say,
Yeah, let
and
me
then
respond to
okay,
that.
go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So
Choke a little,
so
choke a
he's
little, choke a little.
what? All right. Anyways, all right. I'm not you and Mike, man. Please. I never played with Rainbow before. First of all, so this is my first time. Look, I want to explain this to the whole
To me,
like
it looks
the
like you
whole
play with him all the
community.
time. I mean, I don't know. That's on a whole
I
nother level,
mean,
though.
I won't lie. He did have like 20 something points on you. Like, it was looking sweet. He only missed 2 shots in the first half against you. I mean, it was looking sweet. I mean, I'm gonna
Indeed.
target the weak link. Listen. As a point guard, Ice, I think you might notice, like when you playing point guard, you wanna target the weak link. The weak link was definitely that sweet paint. That shit looked sweet as fuck. First of all, second of all, then the second
It,
half,
it must not have been too
until
sweet when y'all
I
took
lost
that L.
Conley, until listen. Like, I let you speak, bro. Can I speak? All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Until
L's.
I found out
L's.
Mike Conley in the third quarter. until I found out Mike Conley in the third quarter. Then they dropped their whole team on Ramo. Then with Andrew Harrison, he's a big doofy motherfucker. He can't dribble, so like it's retarded. Like, of course we kept it close. We made a couple runs. We lost that game by 4 points, which was like 2 weeks ago. By the way, it's all good. Shit happens. I'm not disappointed. I only lost 3 times this season. By the way, I don't know how many times you lost. You probably lost more than that in a week. Anyways, so let me get back to how far we will
L's.
go. I think we are the Warriors' worst nightmare. I think Shumpert Life is dreading playing us. I think he shits his pants and he does not like playing us. Real talk, we blew that game a couple days ago against him. We lost by 2 points. We were up 12 going into the fourth. Curry got a red ring. I got screened multiple times. People didn't pick up. What do you expect from no disrespect to a lot of people in the league, but it's like EBA. I'm not gonna blame somebody in this league for not doing that consistently. It's whatever. We lost, but I know if we get them in a series, they do not want to play our line. We're deadly. We're to be reckoned with, honestly.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because I'm on the Grizzlies. I like what I see. I never played with any of these people, and we're doing this. You guys, on the other hand, have Cleveland, and you guys have played together, which is kind of, like I said, disappointing as well. So I would just like to touch on that. And
Well, it would
yeah,
be awesome to see Memphis versus Cleveland in a final 7 or whatever.
oh no,
But
I will.
but-
They don't
If we
want that.
play
But-
that
They don't
soon,
want
I
that.
will
They don't
definitely.
want
I
that.
will tell
But-
They
Kuro
don't
put me in
want
that game. Put me in that game. I cannot wait to play you guys again. That pain was too sweet. I'm gonna have 40 assists that game.
So one of the things that was mentioned last week, and it's kind of why I think you were supposed to be on last week before, whatever. We had different guests. One of the things that Texas mentioned,
More
and I
relevance.
mentioned, is that all the assists that you have, and then we looked at all the points he had, and you feed me.
Can I touch on that after you?
Yeah, go. You can touch right now. Go ahead, touch all you want, because I'm gonna move on.
Alright, so yeah, okay. So me leading the league in assists, I lead by probably 20. Of course, yeah, a lot of it goes to Ramo, but I can't lie. I have a lot of good people around me, like Coke. Coke Boy Hand is a big man. That kid's playing wing. It's the boss. He's playing the wing as well. He's a big man. I heard Budweiser's been doing his thing too. I have a great line. Like Crow is a heck of an owner as well. I gotta give respect where it's due. Like, that dude knows what he's doing. He doesn't have a phone. I still wish he does. But real talk, he's a heck of an owner.
Well, Crow's
And I
always
also
gonna.
I want to talk
Go ahead.
about the Warrior game as well. When we play them, they had Kevin Durant setting screens. I don't know if KD's supposed to do that, but that's kind of pathetic on their end. Like, they have no KD, they don't have a real Draymond. They're weaker than you think, honestly. I'll say that they're weaker than you think.
I
I don't know
Shots
what
are
you're
really
talking
good,
about.
I'll say that.
21 and
I would say
1.
shots are really
Yeah,
good.
That's looking hella nice to me. I don't
I
know.
think they're
they better than the
beatable.
last Golden State.
They're a beatable line. However, as Golden State, I don't think they're beatable. I think they're probably going to sweep the
Yeah.
playoffs and run through, because there's too many games we were winning and going into the fourth, even when I was with Portland, and they just fly by us. The same shots they were missing all game with hands in their face, they're now sinking.
And then the fourth quarter.
Oh, they turn into Superman. It's ridiculous. They turn into a
I
super
already
team.
know.
But let's move on. Let's go to number 2 here. Number 2 is actually my team. That's right, my team. Throw your LA up, Los Angeles Clippers. It could switch. I am humble enough to say you could probably move us to 3 and put Grizz to 2 because of the head-to-head record. You could probably, but if you look at the 16 and 8, that's one game above Memphis, so it kind of, but they're up 2 spots, so it's nice to see. They made a huge trade the week before and got an all-star on their team that came over this week and moved up 2 spots. Just so you guys know, I'm not a big scorer, but I scored 55 points last week in my 4 games. So it's not like, oh my God, that's amazing, but that's pretty good for Ice the Man playing on the worst player on the team. Just so I'm saying, but that's also big up to G Money for pulling in the guys from the paint, because once he's in the paint, everybody attracts to him. Also, I got Too Cool on my line. He's amazing. I did have to play with the other line. But looking at Los Angeles, 16 and 8, up 2 spots. How far can they go? Right back to Melo. I mean, it already looks like it's going to be LA and Memphis going head to head for the first 7, because
Yes.
there's nobody can catch Golden State right now. So I mean, how far can the Clippers go? Do you think they're going in the round 1 and they're checking out? Melo?
I think it will
Yeah.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
All right, so yeah, I think it will be a really good first round series because it's basically locked. We're gonna play each other. It is what it is. But I won't lie, I have not took an L to you guys yet, and I don't think our other line has. Maybe our other line maybe got one, but I don't think we have taken an L all season to you guys. So I don't know. We got a little number on you guys on that. And this whole thing with Miz taking all the other guys and putting all the good guys on one line, I don't know if that will work. I think he might have to split that up. Because Tuchel, I play with him in money leagues. That kid's a heck of a player. King Mizark on the other line, he's playing big man now. I don't know if that's his thing, because Ramo kind of like bullied his way in there because he didn't have help. But I do think like if whatever team gets into the playoffs for the West, which is us three right now, like we could give the Warriors a little run for their money, honestly. And I
Well,
think the
I
Clippers
do
are a good team
I do hope whoever comes out of that seed there, that win there between us, and it's either
that
whether it's
round.
you or us. I do hope they don't let they don't let them walk right into the finals. They give them
No,
definitely
no,
a
no.
game 6 or game 7 to make them really push you against the walls. But this week you're looking at the Clippers. They played against the Grizz. They lost 56-61. That's why I'm saying you could probably swap it up there. Los Angeles Clippers 66-74. They also lost against Toronto. That's not this week. I'm off a week here. What is that this week? I thought we only lost 2 games this week. I think that's the only 2 we lost then. Um, So I'm sorry, we didn't play. We played Memphis 56-61, lost 66-74, lost against Toronto, beat Oklahoma City 89-64, lost to Golden State 79-91, lost to the Grizz 66-88, 87-77 beat the Pacers, lost to New York. I'm off a week here. I'm completely off. That was last week. This week, they beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 75-66. Sorry. They beat Portland Trailblazers 85-82. They lost 69-72 to Golden State. That was the game that I was in. It was extremely frustrating. We were up by 8 or 9 going into the fourth, and then Golden State said, "Wait, we're fucking superheroes here. We're going to just destroy you." 93-62 beat Oklahoma. Uh, Beat Portland 95-69. 53-82, Grizzlies handed it to him pretty well. 92-74, they beat Toronto, and then they also beat Oklahoma City at the end of the week, 88-72. So I would easily say they are the third, if not the second best team, and that's arguably because of the head-to-head with Grizzlies. Like I said, technically Grizzlies should probably be at the second here. I think it's just in that week and the way that the um, 16-8 over the 15. Like I said, the schedule plays a little bit, but I'm probably biased here. So give us 2 or give us 3. It's okay. All that matters is at the end where we're standing. Um, what do you think, Texas, with that looking at that this week, Los Angeles Clippers? I want to say, just to kind of support my team a bit. I know everybody's going at each other's throat, but I made sure to play both games. I didn't want to play the first game against Portland because I wasn't scheduled, but somebody didn't show up, so I was the first one to raise my hand. I'm always around after 9 o'clock, so I say, yeah, put me in. And we beat Fab's line 85-82. And it was kind of nice, even though I hated to see Fab get frustrated. It was kind of nice winning that game because they didn't have evidence on the line. They didn't have, the line was pretty much what he wanted it to be, and we were able to pull out that win, which was really nice. And I had a pretty good game that game, and also against later
Well,
that
it
week we
wasn't
played
what he
Portland
wanted
as
to be
well.
because you weren't there, obviously, and
Well,
he wanted you
we slapped
on the
Evidence's line
line.
95-69 later. I mean, I had like a 20-something point game, 22-point game against Portland. I mean, Portland's looking rough right now, but what about the Clippers? How far can they go? Do you think they have a
How
shot
far can they go?
getting
This
past the
this this is
Grizz?
my thing,
Hmm.
and I'll play Gris, and I'm just gonna be straight facts. I mean, I know me and Mello, we be back and forth, but it's all in the good of the show. And no
Of
disrespect
course.
to Mello at all. He's a good dude, but straight honest, I played G, and I played that line, and they're havoc, man. And G does the exact same shit that Ramo does. He just runs into the paint, does that glitchy push you underneath the rim, catch the ball, and score.
Yeah.
And I mean, no, I mean, brutally honest, that's all Raymond does, and that's all that G did in that game. And I know G is versatile because he played on CAD, and he could do a lot more. And I talked to G, 'cause, G's a cool ass dude, and he was talking about, that was like the only second time he's done that, and he's been practicing it, which is legit. I mean, it's the way to go. Raymond does it. Raymond does it every fucking time down the floor, like that. That's all he. That or the drop step is the only two things Raymond does. And G came down. He was doing it to me right after, like, right at the game I played before I played Ramo, like the 2 or 3 days before that. Then I played G, and it was getting old. I'm 6'9", Tristan Thompson. You know, I mean, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
But G did it, and it was a lot more frustrating playing the Clippers because of the fact that you have Blake alongside of DeAndre, and it's a lot rougher down in the paint. Because even if he pushes me under the rim and gets up a stupid shot, then he has help for the board a lot of times. Where playing the Grizzlies, that he doesn't have as much of a role at the four. So it's a lot more frustrating playing the Clippers. I mean, y'all saying that the Grizzlies beat them multiple times, which is really surprising to me. The thing in the
No, we
playoffs when they
thrashed
match
them.
up, that's gonna be the major factor. Is as I know that even though he said Kuro went 2-2 this week, Kuro's a great player. Kuro has a great line with him, so it's gonna be hard for the Clippers to match up with them when the Grizzlies have two good lines compared to the Clippers one. From what I've heard, now I respect Miz, love Miz, greatest owner I've had the honor of seeing in the league. I think he's amazing. I hope he sticks around for a long time to come. Um, it's gonna be tough, man. I'm rooting for the Clippers just because of the respect that I have for Miz, but I don't know, man. The Grizzlies with two lines to one is gonna be difficult for them.
Yeah, I mean, they only lost their line lost a game this week, and our line lost a game this week. So it was only two losses throughout the week. Um, so I don't
Well,
know.
why I
Maybe
got you
there's
guys?
some.
What's the second line looking like? Who y'all got over there?
Are you talking to
Um,
me?
no, you got
No,
me.
I'm
Oh, you
talking
talking to me.
I'd
to
have to pull
Ice
it up. I
on
know.
the Clippers. I know you got G's line, and then
Oh,
who
you
y'all
want me
got
to tell
on
you
the other
Miz's
line?
line? It's like Miz, Brem Squad,
Yeah, I mean they have
King
Kyle was
Havoc.
on break this week. I believe he is on IR. Call me Kyle. But King Mizark, White Ice Fresh is over
Havoc.
there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Also, Unibrow Beatdown is supposed to be over there, I believe. King Havoc's over there, and Palm Top
But
Tiger I
that
think was a
Inglewood
step up
kid,
here.
where's
Inglewood
that
made
Inglewood
me.
kid at? Is he playing on the other one?
I don't know where
That's
he is.
Brem
He's not
Squad.
on my line right now. I don't
That's
think.
Oh, is that
that's
Grim
Brem
Squad?
Squad.
Is that
Yeah,
Grim
Yeah,
Squad?
that's
Oh,
Brem
okay.
Squad.
yeah.
All right, okay. Well, then that line
Yeah,
don't
he
even
plays
seem that
Blake.
bad then. I
No, it's
mean,
not
with
that
you
bad.
and
He put a pretty
Brown.
good
Okay,
job. He's
it's
got.
not even that bad.
Now I tell you,
Okay,
King Mizark
yeah. So
surprised me
it'll be a
at the
great
five
series
when I
then.
played. I only played one game with him this week because I stepped up because Unibrow couldn't make it for a game, so I stepped up and took the three spot for Unibrow. And shout out to White Ice Fresh for moving down to the two for me, because I haven't been practicing JJ shot at all. But that line they didn't do too bad. King Mizark played really, really well at the five, better than I expected for the first time him ever doing it. And if he would have been there throughout the season, the numbers he put up this week would be pretty scary, I think,
I mean,
for
all
everybody
all
else.
respect, all respect to Miz, and I'm
Yeah,
sure
he's a
that
heck of an owner.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'd be good at the five, but this is no disrespect, but it can't be that hard going to DeAndre Jordan. I mean, that's facts.
No, listen, we beat him by like
That's
30 or
facts.
something.
Yeah, you
No,
did.
like
You
we
did.
stopped
No,
it
you did.
easy. No,
Yeah,
no, we
and
stopped it easy
and
though.
and I wasn't
It's
watching
pretty
that game, or I
predictable.
wasn't in that game, so I don't know exactly what happened. But
Did y'all play
I mean,
G?
it's focusing. Somebody
Not
told me
yet.
this once.
No.
uh,
Okay.
Our other
so,
line did. They
Somebody
beat him.
told me this once that when you play a 7 game series, you know the weaknesses of the other team and you start focusing in on those more.
Hmm.
And then you have to figure out how to stop certain players. So I think it'll be interesting, the 7 game series. And I mean, I wish you guys best of luck. All I care is that
Of
whoever
course.
wins goes on
I
to
just
beat
want a
the
good
number
series.
one team
Yeah, of
that has
course.
taken over, which is Golden State Warriors. I have a question mark too much. I know I played Golden State this week, and I just talked a little bit about that, where we were winning like 8 or 9 going into the fourth. They were playing like crap, taking shots with hands in their face. It's not falling. I scored more points than their three, which is that's Kevin Durant. We're playing man to man. He should. I don't know if he didn't realize, like, he didn't get a notepad out and say, "Oh, ice the man. He's bad. I should score like 30 or 40 on this kid." Because I'm gonna be honest, going into that game, I was like, man, I gotta cover KD. I'm gonna need some help. Y'all gotta help me. I was not happy, and it ended up not playing that well. Everybody on the line had a bad game. I talked to Farrah afterwards, and he was like, yeah, we just had a bad game. But are they too much? I mean, I'm gonna go right to you, Texas. I know the vote was to keep them in. It's frustrated a lot of players this year. I know after
Mm.
playing them multiple times and being in the same conference, I would switch my vote because I said no, so I deserve every ass whooping I get from them. But I would switch my vote for next season and say yes, absolutely, they should be banned. Are they too much? I mean, is Golden State too much?
And, everybody knows that's watched the show, and everybody knows how I feel about the Warriors. And I wanted them gone last season. I mean last season as of for this season. In the off season, I wanted them gone for this
Mhm.
season. And it's not the fact that well, hey, they're good, and you can't stop them, which you can't. But the fact is that they're just so much better than any other team that's out there. Because I mean, yeah, okay, so you got Cleveland, which okay, we don't we're not a good representation of what Cleveland can do. I understand that, but the Cleveland, you got Kyrie and you got LeBron. Okay, but there's weaknesses like the two like Corver, he's slow, man. So you gotta have him shump for good defense if you're playing a fast two. You got Caleb is hurt right now, so I mean, which even if Caleb was there, he's a great forward, but if you stretch him, then Tristan's great on offense, but his defense because he's real small, and you got JaVale over there. There's just so much more you can do with the Warriors because they're so strong 1 through 4, and their center is just JaVale McGee is massive, and his numbers like it doesn't show he's great, but 2K wise he's amazing, man. He plays great defense, great block. He's big as hell. He can grab any board anywhere on the
Mhm.
floor. I mean, it's amazing, man. It's amazing what these guys can do. So I mean, I feel like they should have been gone. To me, with how Shump is done, it's amazing that they even got an L. I mean, honestly, uh, I know that if there's gonna be a weakness on that team, it's gonna be JaVale, which that's not even much of a weakness, and which Ramo is a good counterpart for that, and that's understandable. I mean, it sucks when you have to pick your weakness to JaVale McGee, which sounds bad, but on 2K, man, like I just said, JaVale's a savage.
Oh, he's
So
definitely so.
Yeah.
if that's the weakest player you got, that's a fucking problem. You know what I mean? So they're definitely too much to handle. I don't even know. I know you want to talk about playoffs later, but why? Why should
Oh,
we even fucking talk about that
well,
shit?
moving on,
I mean,
Golden
it's
State did
ridiculous.
Sunday. They beat Oklahoma City 79-74, which is a close game for Oklahoma City there to get that close. They beat the Grizzlies 108-68. That was a pretty good slap. 72-69, they beat the Clippers. That was the game I was in that I was talking about. It was just a runaway. I mean, we had them 22-16, 14-18. We lost the second quarter by 4, but we were up going into the fourth, and they just bye bye. They're not even on our same level. 102-81, they beat Portland. 79-95, they beat Boston. 93-54, they came back and slapped Oklahoma. 74-72, probably the closest game I've seen in a while with Golden State by 2 points there. And they still outscored them in the fourth quarter 23-12. But I mean, it looked like they're Grizzlies. I mean, they were leading at one point. They were up by over 10 points. It looks like here in the second.
Yeah.
And then they slowly lost the lead. And then the last one is a forfeit from Portland at the end of the week, but they took
Has
took a
ha,
win over Portland. But
has Crow played the Warriors?
I think they have early in the season though. I think they have once.
Because I remember in the
They played
offseason,
shots, I think.
Crow was talking so much shit about how the Warriors ain't shit, that we'll beat them every time. Doesn't fucking matter whether they're not special. They shouldn't be banned.
okay.
I'm thinking this motherfucker better never lose to the Warriors, man. He's talking like they just some average Joe fucking team when they're clearly
Mhm.
not. He's just trying to hype up his championship, which is fucking ridiculous because
Well, I'm on record to
I
say
mean,
I
there's
think
no
this
way.
year's Golden State team with Shump and a couple other guys they have over there is better. Um,
Agreed,
Farrah
agreed.
says they beat Crow by
Yeah.
40 this week, so they totally slapped the hell out of him this week. That was the loss that they had, that they beat him by
Yeah.
40. Um, and beat him
Mhm.
by 35 in the game before is what Farrah keeps sending me
I bet weak
messages.
ass Crow's over there
But also
sharpening a
I'm
different
not
tune.
listening to Farrah because he just tried to correct my. I don't know how you guys handle stuff, but I work in my office, and I have to actually make these every single week. I take like an hour ahead of time. I usually pull in, and he's correcting my spelling it too much. It should be 200. Of course, fuck off, Farrah. You can lick my sack because it's the way it is. But anyway,
We
moving
don't
on.
listen
Go.
to cheaters around these parts.
Oh, I don't even know how you made it back. Anyway, too much. Much. What do you think over there? Give you a chance to finish this up, Mello. We have to hurry through because we're running out of time fast.
Yeah.
So
All right, so yeah, I think the too much thing, like honestly, like the Cavs should be the counterpart for the Warriors. Like I don't know if you should take him out of the league though. Like that's just my opinion. Like I'm just a competitor. Like I've played in two close games with him. I don't see a problem, honestly. There shouldn't. I don't think they should be out the league next season or anything like that.
Well,
Even if they
hopefully
do win the chip,
us or
which I
your
think they're gonna
team
struggle.
will make them
Can make.
struggle, and then it'll
No,
realize
not even
how.
struggle. I think we could, if our other line could get it together. Remember, our other line picked up Rara de Boom off TC. Like that
Oh my
kid's a
God,
star. That's
They
my
didn't
he
boy.
pick
is
Like,
him
good.
up. They got randomly assigned.
Randomly
yeah,
assigned.
you know what I
Oh,
mean. You know what
oh.
I mean. Like he
Hmm.
got randomly assigned to our team. Like that could be a
Christmas for
key pickup
Kuro
for the
all
other
over
line.
again.
That could be a key pickup when we play
It
them in
could
the
be.
playoffs
It
if
could
we
be.
if we get there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But shout out to Shump, bro. He's having a heck of a season. He's a tough Curry to guard. I want to play shots. I know that's a real Curry right there. I don't know if you guys played him, but I know damn well that
That's who
kid's
we had a
gonna
close game
hoop.
against. The first time we played him when I was with the Trailblazers,
Really?
he did his
Mm,
work. He did work. I'm not taking anything from shots. He struggled a bit in the
yeah.
game we played just recently against him. Um, but I mean, he also did have Majestic on him. So I mean, it wasn't like he had a bum point guard on him. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm.
and he was doing well, but his whole team was struggling. They weren't making shots. You know, they were bobbling the ball underneath the paint. I mean, the whole team was struggling the game. Probably the worst game I've ever seen them play as a line, and they still won. I mean, that's what's frustrating to me. Like you make a mistake with the Grizzlies, you could go down by 10 to 20 points and not come back from it.
Oh
You know what I'm
no,
saying? Like you you
I could
you
I
have
could
you have a
relate.
bad quarter, you could almost write off. There's no Curry to bail you out. There's no Draymond. There's none of these guys to bail you out. KD to
Can I
bail
give
you
a little
out.
tip to the league too?
Go ahead.
When they played him, look, when you see Steph Curry with a red ring, that kid's pulling. If you don't see him with a red ring, he's not pulling from your mother's house. Look, I'll just give that little tip. That's why we've been keeping it close. Because once I see Curry with the red ring, I'm up on him. I'm not letting him get room. Like
So
I'm
Yo,
known for
how
my
far does
defense
your
around this
mother
league.
live against you from you, man?
Like
from
From
my
time,
dude.
from his mother's house.
cause you talking about your mama's house like she lives across the country, bruv. Like,
I'm just saying it. Man, listen, bro. Listen, I'm just keeping it real, bro. Once you see Curry with a one red ring, get up on him. That's my advice to the league. I don't know. A lot of people probably just think he can't shoot that far. Steph
No,
Curry could
he
definitely shoot
he
that far.
shot he jacks from
Like
like comes across half court, stands back
he
and
gets a
pulls it.
full bar from
Yeah,
there.
I know it's
He gets a full
ridiculous,
bar.
ridiculous. And no, and I'm not taking. I don't want to let people think I'm taking anything from the team because we're always beating up on Golden State. But I mean, it's frustrating to play that. It's extremely frustrating, and it's
Very,
not.
and,
very.
It's
and
not
nah,
so much
like
frustrating against the lines because we play against good line. We play against Fab line almost. We beat them by 2, but it's not playing against the line that's more frustrating than playing against the team
It's the
itself.
Warriors.
Yeah, yeah,
No, the
yeah, yeah.
Warriors.
Yep.
Yeah,
like
it is.
and Shump
But the
has a
Cavs
great
should be a
team.
counterpart. Yeah, no, you know.
He has a great team. Shump has a great team, and
Euro step
the
too.
issue, yeah, the issue with it is that Shump can probably take the same team, go somewhere else, and do well. There's no doubt about it. I don't think any of us can deny that. The
Yeah.
problem is that you put a team like that could lead the league in record on another team,
Mhm.
and you put them on this team. There's no shot. There's no shot, man. It's a struggle.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, looking at, we're gonna move on. That was the power rankings for this week. We talk about each individual team, talk about other players. We got something new this week. We're gonna throw out. It's called City of Basketball, and it's the EBA love we're gonna give with Mr. Leone, and I believe we have Mr. Leone with us. Are
Oh
you
shit.
there?
Yo, one sec. I just got a message from my boy Farah, and he said Melo's mom's at Shump's house after that L this week.
Okay, Mr. Leone, are you there?
I will talk about that later.
Mama jokes, mama
Mr. Leone,
jokes.
are you
Love it.
there?
How mature, man.
Hello.
Look at it.
Did you invite Mr. Leone to the party?
Leon is in here right
Fail.
now. He is.
Major fail. Bum, 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 bum.
Zoltar up in
Play
I don't
that,
even know what that Farah dude is anyway, so
that
please.
music played again for you.
yeah.
You're not
He's
around.
irrelevant.
Are we moving on?
Sounds like it.
Are we cutting a segment? We try a new segment, and this is what happens. Hello, Mello, or not Mello, but
Yo,
Leone. Hello,
Leon.
Leone. Leone, are you there?
yo, Leo.
Moving on.
Look at it.
I guess we are moving on
I mean,
here. So I guess, I mean, I don't know what's going on here. Is he in here?
he said he fixed his
Hello?
cord. I don't know. Maybe he
Hello?
fell asleep.
Well, he might have fell asleep. I don't know. All I know is that he asked, we talked to him and he was going to do a segment. It's a pretty cool segment. I thought it was pretty neat. He came to me with the idea. It looks like it's scrapped before it started. So we were going to do around the league and discuss some things that's going on with the weekly in cap. We were also going to talk about drop off service, which is a new service we have. He was going to discuss some players got dropped off this week, which I think would have been fun. But let's jump right to the Eastern and Western Player of the Week. Are you there? Can you hear? Are you there? You can hear me, but
R.I.P. Leon.
can you speak? Espanol. No, nothing. Okay. So we're gonna skip it. Talk a little bit about playoffs then, because I didn't do any players of the week, and I don't want to name out somebody that's doing well, and I don't know who else is doing well this week. So, we're gonna do like a correspondence thing. I hate it when a live show just falls to pieces. So far, we've been
It was
zero.
going so well.
Yeah, it was going great. I mean, we even had a Mellow v Texas kind of point there. So let's look at it. This is the way the playoffs is thinking out. You got first, like we discussed in the West. The West is the easiest, so we can discuss that first. The first seed's pretty much locked by Golden State. There's no way they can lose that. They can lose every game this week
100%.
and still be in the first seed in the West. So it will be Los Angeles Clippers versus Memphis, because Memphis can lose every game and Portland still won't be there. Los Angeles can lose every game and Portland won't be there. Now, a shout out to Oklahoma City and Portland. Your job is to beat everybody else in the league, and not end up in last place. So that's a challenge to Portland and Oklahoma City, because that's what you guys are fighting for, not being in
I
absolute
think
last
Portland's
place
gonna get it.
in Western Conference. So Los Angeles versus Memphis. I have to go with my team. I can't say that my team's. I mean, we'll go next week. We'll talk about the real playoffs. But I mean, Los Angeles, Memphis looks like it's the way it's going to be. Does anybody disagree with the way the Western Conference is going to look out?
Nope.
Oh no. The
So
West is there.
the West is pretty well cemented. It's the East that has a lot of question marks. You have Toronto Raptors at 14 and
Indeed.
10, Boston at 11 and 12, Cleveland at 10 and 13, Indiana at 9 and 15, and still not out of it, New York Knicks at 8 and 16. The East is so bad that if Portland Trailblazers at 7 and 17 and Oklahoma City at 6 and 18 could go undefeated this week, they could almost secure a spot in the East for a playoff position. Isn't that absolute shitty? Or the worst teams in the West could secure if they
Yo,
went undefeated.
first of all, yeah, there ain't no way neither one of those teams go undefeated.
I agree.
So it don't even fucking matter.
Well, they're down there
that
for
point
a
is
reason.
mute.
They're down there for a reason. But I mean, do we feel, or I'll go start around the corner here. I'll go with Melo first. Do you think Toronto will fall off, and or do you think they're holding that first seed? Right now they are 3 games up.
They're holding on to
They're 3 games up right
Yeah.
now. I mean, they have to really fall apart. I mean, they have to lose. Shit, what 6 games?
they're on
7
their
games
last
in order to
fingers,
fall out?
man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that. What do you think?
I'm sad for Revolves because like the way it sounded earlier, like I heard from other people and sources around the league that like some of his teammates aren't showing up. Like that's not good. Like for real. Like I find that stuff corny as a player. Like like I'll show up even if I don't like the team or I don't like the people on my line. You know, like it could be some locker room issues going on. You never know. But I do think like they will secure a spot definitely in this East because it's too bad to not secure it, and I'll be really disappointed in Revolves if he doesn't.
Well, looking at
I'll
the
be on his
East,
neck.
who do you have first, second, and third seed in the East? I mean, call it out now, write it down, secure it. What do you got?
All right. So I think Toronto might have a good week this week and secure that first seed. I think Boston's gonna be second, definitely Boston. And the third spot. Wait, so what's the Cavs seeding? Like, what's the record right now?
10
10
and
and 13,
13.
right?
Yep.
Something like that.
And you got New
And
York is 8 and
mhm.
16, and Indiana Pacers are 9 and 15. So right now, Pacers are a game out of the playoffs, and New York is 2 games out of the
Pacers.
playoffs.
Without Abyss.
Without Abyss, yeah.
Without Abyss. Yeah, I mean, any start off a line being on IR and shit like that, that's not good. But I'd say that third spot, I'll give it to the Cavs, because they could just probably get more games in, and they might have a lighter schedule maybe this week. I feel like the team that's gonna have the lighter schedule out of those teams might get into it, honestly.
Yeah.
See, for me, I'm gonna keep 100%. Like, I mean, obviously, I mean, just straight bare, like bottom of the barrel. I think the Celtics is gonna make it, but I don't like if they're gonna hold that second spot. I don't know. I think the Raptors are gonna hold the first spot for sure. The only reason why the Celtics, I doubt what they're gonna do is because like even though my guys, like we've struggled and we've lost games that probably we shouldn't have lost, and our second line is playing bad. We're there every game. We're not forfeiting. We're always there. We're gonna
Yeah, that's
play and we're gonna
respect.
compete regardless. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And the Celtics have been taking forfeits. So
Mm.
will they maintain that second spot? I don't know, but I don't think we're gonna fall out of it just on the fact that we might get some wins that we might not supposed to get, or I mean we might get wins that we're not supposed to get, or we might we're definitely gonna get the ones we should. I feel like because we're gonna try to build our schedule in that manner this week just to kind of secure our playoffs. But the fact that our guys are going to be there every game and we're not going to take any forfeits, regardless, it's big, especially in a late season push when people are starting to give up, which happens every season. As much as I hate to see that, it happens every year. We haven't had a year ever that this has happened. The year we've never had owners like this again too. So it might be it might not happen this year, but the fact that we can show up to every game, I feel like is going to secure us that third spot.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the just to kind of give you a heads up, Cleveland has the first 5 games this week. They have Oklahoma City Thunder, Portland Trailblazers, New York Knicks, Clippers, and the Grizzlies. And I think there's a couple really important games in there. The Knicks, I think, will be competing for that third space. The Knicks go against Boston, Oklahoma, Cavaliers, and then again at Celtics, and then the Clippers. So we get to see both of those teams that are struggling to push that. I don't know how our schedule is looking out, but we get to try to mix that up over there as well. But it does look New York has a couple Boston's games. If they can win both of those and pull the Cleveland down, I mean they might it's now you have to. That's the problem. If you're having a problem with that second line not showing up, as an owner, it's really frustrating at this point because you can't just go give me all Sunday games and a Wednesday game. You have to say, okay, who can we go up against in the East to secure our playoff position? And so New York has to be headhunting for teams like Boston, Cleveland, and even the Pacers or Toronto in order to get that jump up. Probably not Toronto as much as Boston and Cleveland and Indiana to make sure that they push themselves up into that spot. And Cleveland's got to be putting their best lines against other guys, pushing those guys back down. They can't let New York jump up and take that spot from them. So, um, game of the week, it could really big is Sunday at 11 o'clock, Cleveland versus New York. That's going to be a good game because I do think I'm not counting the Pacers out, but with that line being gone, or with that, with Abyss being gone, and it seems like an owner is pretty much give it. He, from my understanding, he really didn't want the Pacers anyway. He was making his GM happy, but he jumped up. He made a mistake, took the Pacers. I think Abyss is writing this
See, I
off
heard
as
it the
as
other
a
way
season.
around. I heard it the other way around. I heard Abyss was stubborn and wanted the Pacers,
Is that what he wanted?
but the other guys didn't want that's the way I heard it. But I mean, there's no telling. I mean, obviously now at the end of the season, which the Pacers aren't bad. The Pacers aren't bad, but I mean, after playing them, they're actually surprisingly decent. They really are.
Yeah,
They're not horrible.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, they're
I
not
played them. I
horrible.
played them multiple times. They're pretty good. I mean, to
yeah.
be honest, at first I was real skeptical, but after seeing like them actually play, like it's not as bad as what I expected it to be. So, um, but like, see, yeah, see, Realist is in the chat right now. He's talking about that he wanted
Check
the
one two
Knicks.
one two.
Okay, he wanted the Knicks.
So
Gotcha.
yeah,
Check
I just heard Leon
Mr. Leone, are you
Leon.
there? What's
You working?
what are you doing?
Oh
You finally
shit.
made it. Are you there?
Guess so. You can hear me?
Okay. Well, give us.
Yes.
Here, I
Oh
got.
my
I got to
god.
play your. Oh my God! Like seriously, you're back. That's why I hate doing live like switchovers here. But we'll play your
I'm like
music
holding
again
my
here.
head.
Look at that. Played the nice
So it
dun
works.
dun dun dun. Give us around the league news here real quick. We've got about 10 minutes now with all the issues going around. But give us around the league news of the league. What's going on?
All right. Well, I don't know if I'll wait on the players of the week, but I'll start off with the Sunday games. Sunday's probably been the most active out of the every day this week.
Hmm.
There was a drop off that happened 9 o'clock. GMB Stunner dropped off Master Quickie. Stunner had 34 points and 25 boards. shooting 15 for 24.
Woo.
Over Quickie only had 13 and 7 using Kevin Love. Space Jam JT on
I
the
thought Kevin Love's
point guard
out.
of the. I don't know. I was
No,
using
not that
Kevin
game. He
Love.
was in.
Not that game. He's
He
in.
was
Okay.
in, but that was the game that our four got that fucking glitch where you can't sprint, pass, strafe, or do anything like that.
Oh, still
He had
a
that.
drop
He
off
had that up
service.
until the third quarter. No,
All right.
indeed, it is. But
What else is
there's
going
a
on
reason.
around the league? Give us some more other
Other
news.
words, Space Jam JT, the Oklahoma City Thunder, killed it Sunday. He had 43 points. This is a season high with 13 assists, shooting 17 for 33. Blew out the Celtics 89 to 53. We had a triple dub during this night of Sunday. Fallout factor. Small forward Kevin Durant of the Oklahoma City Thunder, 24 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists.
That's the same guy I
Only
played.
triple dub of the week.
That's the same guy I played, and he didn't play that well.
He
So
actually,
that's awesome that he had a really good game.
yeah, they beat. That was the game. Actually, I think it was not. I think it was the game against Memphis when he had the triple double, getting the
Nice.
win.
Okay.
So that was a big win for that against Memphis. It was probably Crow's line. Game of the
Yeah,
night.
I don't play Sundays.
Game of the night Sunday was Fab versus Majestic. Too Cool and G both on the same line, all three of them. Which I don't understand. I don't know. I guess they bumped G to power forward because he was playing center last week. I guess. And
We moved him around.
Mizark went to.
I was in that
Mizark
game.
was playing point guard. Now he's center. Yeah.
Yep.
That was game of the night. Blazers kept it close, but fell short. 89-84. Fab had 32, I believe. Majestic dishing 22 assists. So that was the game of the night. 2 forfeits happened Sunday. Celtics and the Blazers both forfeiting. Monday's hot stories. There's another drop off. Let's get a boy, aka Space Jam Ramo, had 39 points, 11 rebounds, dropping off gifted terror of the I believe it was the Knicks. 7 points, 13 rebounds.
Whew.
A big drop off there. Also another drop off. I don't really want to mention this drop off, but I'm gonna have to do it because it's my job. King
I was in that game.
Mizark dropping me off. 30
Oh.
points, 30 points, 17 rebounds, and I only had 8 points, 5 boards using Steve Adams. He had Jordan, and I was like crying that game. Like I hate playing those type of glitch centers, DeAndre Jordan, Gasol, Porzingis, stuff like players like those.
Mhm.
And only one forfeit happened that night on the Toronto Raptors forfeiting. Tuesday headlines: Return of the King, Look at Me King. Both players at night. Return of the King had 28 assists. Look at Me King had 51 points, 22 boards. Knicks blowing out the Blazers. Look at Me King dropped off evidence with those stats. I don't know what Evans had, but Look at Me King just dropped them off.
You can't call out evidence on
boards.
that though. That's not fair. Go ahead. That's like saying he dropped off a toddler or something. That's not fair. Go next.
Damn, shots
A
fired.
big night. I believe he was using Isaiah Thomas. I'm not sure. I don't know if you guys know by any means Mo. I don't know if he was playing point guard, but he did have 42 points and 13 assists.
I thought he
shooting
quit.
16 for 25.
Oh, it's right. By any means, Mo.
This was Tuesday. Maybe this was after Tuesday.
You're right. No. You're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, he blew out the Pacers that game. But yeah, very impressive using Isaiah Thomas with those stats. I think, man. I don't know. I mean, if not Isaiah Thomas, then he was playing the 2, and that's what Avery Bradley. I don't know about that.
No, he's
game of the night. This was probably by far the game of the season, and Melo B. Ballin knows what I'm talking about. Grizzlies and Warriors.
Yeah.
Everybody was. I mean, I'm talking like probably 20 people was watching the stream. Shump stream.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they were down 72-71. Shump greenlighted from like 30 feet. Ramo missed the contact layup at the end, and Shump must have hit 3 green lights in a row from 25 to 30 feet. That game, with like a minute left.
I won't lie, they caught me
Melo's
off guard. They
mom's
had Kevin Durant setting the screen. No, they were shooting it from somebody's mom's house, man. That shit was farther than mine, boy. That shit was crazy.
And what I don't understand is why your small forward, who was using the small forward?
Choke boy.
Chandler
Parsons kind of slow.
Shooting a 3-pointer. Contested
when I told him to kill
and
we were up too, and you
were up by 2
I told
points.
him not to shoot. I told him not. I said hold the ball
from 3, which was still 10 seconds left on the shot clock. I don't understand about that.
Yeah, no, that's questionable. Yeah, I told him about that. He knew. Like, you see those little things like in the offs. Like, I'd rather go through this shit now. Like, we only lost by 2 points. It's like, I'm not
Yeah,
worried
you-
about
I
that.
mean,
It's
you
those
guys
little
had
things
it. I
that you
thought you
can't
really
have
had
against
it.
the Warriors, though.
Yeah.
You can't have
Yeah,
those
no,
little
no.
bitty niche ass. You got to play perfect, dude.
Those
It's
mistakes.
No, no, of
Yeah.
course, 100%.
2 forfeits happened that night, Toronto and Portland. Wednesday, Wednesday was kind of a boring night. Nothing really happened. Nothing really spectacular. There was one forfeit. Portland, again, Portland's just falling apart. G Money though, if you want to, give this stat, he was one turnover away from a triple double. He had 9 turnovers.
Nice.
So
Who
Damn,
did he
he
drop
nice as
off?
about that.
hell.
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't think it was really a drop off. I think he was playing my team. I think he was playing King John. King John had like 14 points, 14 rebounds.
Oh, okay. So it was a.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the week of stories.
So
Really,
that was around the
nothing really
league
much I can
for Mr.
say
Leone.
because not many people
So if
put
you
stats in.
guys
So
are
that was
listening
it.
and watching after the fact, put below. Tell me if you like that little around the league drop off segment. We'll bring it back if you like it. If you hated it, put you hated it. And
If he buys the new mic, we'll bring it back. If not, he's kind of
Ah, so give me
I
the
gotta
give
on
me
that
the
turn this
aspect.
mic. I bought the new. What's
give me
that?
the players of the week on the EBA Western side and the players of the week for the EBA Eastern side. Player of the week. Give it to me now.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start off with the West. The West was like, there was a lot of players that were, the West is always more talented in the East because of the teams, but it was close. I actually was really close between 2 players. Of course, we're gonna have to give it to the center of the back-to-back weeks, or maybe 3. I don't know if he had the first
I
week.
think it's 3.
Space Jam Ramo. Space
Of
Jam
course.
Ramo, congratulations. Week 3, he had averaged 33 points, 13
On,
rebounds a game, 3 assists, 3 steals, 4
And
blocks, shot
on
51 for
150
79.
touches.
150
those touches.
But
No,
but
no, no.
know
It might go up now. He
something
got
though.
Brandon right now
If
too.
it were
He got Brandon right. He got Brandon right now.
Ramo, I'm saying if it's not for Ramo, the Grizzlies won't be where they're at. I'm telling you, because look
Oof.
at he went 3-1 this year.
Agreed.
I think in 3 weeks I think your record's
We
like they
lost
only
3
lost
times.
like 2 or 3 games, 3
Yo,
Yeah,
times.
we lost 3
shout out
times.
to Ramo for sticking through the season and being on the Grizzlies. Like I figured as soon as he got there, it'd take 2 weeks before he walked away. But he's still there, week 3 at the end, and he's still winning Players of the Week. So shout out to
I'm
Ramo
leading,
for
dog.
Player of
I'm
the Week.
leading.
Melo.
Shout out to him because
Shout out to
I
Melo for
I,
feeding
I
him.
I told fucking I
If
told
I see a
Coach Boy
weakness,
Han before that game, I was like, yo, so you worried that your center's gonna quit after we beat their ass, and he was like, nah, he ain't gonna quit this week. He ain't gonna quit this week. I was like, wait till I drop
And
30
this
on his head. Unfortunately, I didn't drop 30 on his head. He dropped 30 on my head, but they still took the L. So
we lost
that's
by
fine
4
with me.
points without Mike
That's
Conley.
fine
I'm
with
gonna
me.
keep saying this. We
It's
lost by 4
cool.
points
I'm
without
gonna
Mike Conley. Yo,
hey,
wait,
L's
Mr.
a
Leon, I
L.
have a question though.
L's a L, cuz L's a L. I don't know
Mr.
what you're
Leon, we
talking
got a
about.
question. What's the question for Mr. Leon?
Yeah, no, I was gonna ask him like, weren't you in the group me the other day when I told you about Mike Conley? Like, you know yourself, bro. Mike Conley is not that
Mike
good.
Conley is not. Yeah, he's a very
The
inconsistent
numbers
player.
say
He's
it.
very tough to use. His shot can be hit or miss. It's just tough.
Well, nobody
If
So
knows
it's off the
because
dribble, it's all white.
the
It's
only
all white.
button
I would be
that my
getting
man Melo
buckets on
presses
these
is the A
fools.
button. The only
Nah,
button you ever
man.
press is
Oh
A.
my
Why
god.
don't you try your X
the
button
thing
a little
is,
bit?
though,
It might work.
I
thing
do
is,
use my X button,
why
man.
change? Why change things if it's working? Why
No,
change it if
but
it's working?
bro, why would I change against Texas? He's kind of a weak link on that team. I won't.
But
I
yeah,
won't
we
defend him.
won.
Oh!
Yeah, we won.
You were sweet,
Getting
bro.
dubs. You 0-1
Okay,
against me,
Bro,
son.
all right,
Budweiser
all right. I
and
gotta
Coors
start
Light
hitting.
too.
I gotta start hitting the
0-1.
mute button over here. So
Remember that
Eastern,
shit.
Eastern Player of
No,
the Week,
listen though.
Mr. Leon.
I
Give
mean,
me.
like, yeah, it's frustrating. I was playing against Ramo, and it's frustrating because, like you said, Texas, like he just like drop steps in the paint and just dunks and he bullies people like
That's
with
it.
Gasol because
Under
Gasol's
the
like.
rim, he
But
pushes
then
him under
again,
the rim.
but then again,
Gets the
he
pass and
does that
presses
for
X.
advantage. He does that because
Agreed.
he does
And
that
I'm
to
not
win
hating on him
games. He
for
does
it.
that to get
But
the
you,
stats.
I'm not
but you
hating on
guys
him
can't
for it.
front like that's the only pass I make. I make the right reads. Like if I see
That's the only
someone's
pass
open,
we
I'm gonna
saw.
hit them.
That's the only pass we saw.
I mean, shit. If
Tunnel
Mike
vision.
Conley played the whole
Tunnel
game,
vision.
you would have
Hashtag
saw an
tunnel
L.
vision. Hashtag chunk it up
Oh,
to Calvin Johnson and
hashtag.
see what
man.
happens.
Hashtag chuck
Come
it up
on,
to
man.
Calvin
Come on,
Johnson.
Well,
man.
anyway,
EBA Player of
it
the
was
Week.
close.
Hashtag Cavs
Side,
being
please.
negative. Excuse me.
It was close because Shump was right behind him. Shump averaged 30 points a game, 11 assists. He had to shoot 50 for 71. He did have a lot of shots for Golden State. That's why many of his teammates don't really get involved as much than shots line because shots only had 54 attempts shots. But the reason I gave it to Remo because one, he had he's using Gasol while using Curry. The Warriors he had a 4-0 line. He had 3-1 line, so that's like a wash. But yeah, so like the rebounding had a little more advantage than his assist and his shot but they both had high shot attempts, but I had to give it to Ramo just by a tad.
But I have a
All right.
question.
That
How
was
many
for the
points did
West.
Draymond Green average? Because Draymond Green must not touch that ball.
Okay, Eastern Player of the Week.
I didn't
Let's
really
move
look.
on.
I was just
EBA
looking at
Eastern Conference
Eastern
we
Player
Player
of the
gotta
Week.
work. It was
Sorry, Mello.
Eastern was another close call between
That's
two
right.
teammates. Two teammates on the upcoming team. I think the East, if they make the playoffs, I think they're going to have a nice push. The New York Knicks, GMB Stunner, power forward Porzingis. He averaged 22 points a game, 15 boards, went 40 for 70, and he went 3-1 this week for the Knicks.
Nice.
He's taking the Knicks, to a higher. I think they're only 2 games back now, a game back. I mean, they played well this week, so it was between him and Look at Me
Jeez.
King. Look at Me King had 27 points, 12 boards, got 47. But like other than that, like there was nothing really came close because one, not many people put in stats for the East, and two, like
I
I,
don't
I think
understand
there
that
was a
either.
lot of players that did put stats in, but they only played like 3 games. They only had 3 games in the stats, so it's not really fair for the players that had 4 games to put the stats in. So that's the reason we gave it to GAB Stunner.
Okay. So GMB Stunner Player of the East. Western Player is Space Jam Ramo. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much. You have anything else to add, Mr. Leone, before we close out here? We're gonna do our bro moment. Do you want to be a part of the bro moment?
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna
I
do our
actually have like a
bro
huge bro moment. But...
moment. I is less than a bro moment, more of a call out. I mean, this is the last week. Those that are frustrated, stick it out. Please keep putting in your stats. Please keep the league. I'm happy. I guess it isn't a bro, like a bad bro, but I'm happy that no owners have quit. There's been some owners that have acted so childish that I thought were going to quit or have thrown out that they were going to quit. But the bottom line is, you haven't. So I appreciate that. But my bro moment is entering your stats. Bro players keep showing up. Bro, let's finish out the season strong. It's 1 week to go. Uh, Mr. Leone, what's your bro moment?
Like you said, bro, put in your stats, please. Toronto revolves. You didn't put one stat in this week, not even one for any of your games. I'm shocked. What's going on with Mike Man, Texas? He put in like there was
The
He's
like
having problems with the
no,
website.
you're lying. You had
yeah,
He's
one.
he's having problems with the website.
he's having internet issues.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know
it's not that
Misty.
he's tried, he just can't because he can't pull screenshots up right now on his Xbox. So he's he's gonna get that situated within the next day or so.
Gotcha. So going mellow, you have a bro moment. Bro, you got a bro moment.
Well, I kind of have a few, like, bruh, to one, like, all this stuff going on with people not putting stats. I didn't know that before I came on, but yeah, that's not cool. As a player, a lot of the perks of this league is having the stats, and maybe you could get a player of the week, because maybe one of those people on Revolve's team did get did have some like a crazy week. You never
Yeah.
know.
Exactly.
And like,
You never know.
it's corny for the players. Like I know Revolves, he's better than that, but. Another bro moment. Like, what's up with the whole Eastern Conference? Like, again, I expected a lot more out of them. I didn't think, cause if you put the Clippers, or I think, no, yeah, if you put the Clippers there, they'd be the first seed. I think, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Like, What's up with that? Like, I expected like a full-on Eastern Conference. I thought the East could have won this season. I didn't think like it was gonna be like this, bro. For real.
Shit, you
So
put the
yeah, that's my
Grizzlies
bro
over there. You
moment.
put our third seed over there, they're going to be the first seed.
Bro,
It's
the
just
West
Even the
is always
Grizzlies.
gonna win as
That's.
long as Golden State is here. The West is gonna win as long as Golden State's here.
But I feel like the Cavs should be the counterpart. Like if you like, let's say if you put Shump's team on there, like maybe
So,
Like
Maybe.
your bro point there, Texas James, to finish our bro moment.
My bro moment. Nah, you know what? I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go. You go first, Ice.
I'm done.
Let me think of a bro
I already
moment.
did mine.
I oh, okay. Well,
You're my last
my bro
guy.
moment, man, is there's some whiny ass owners out here, And I just like, bruh, you sign up to be an owner, then you bitch about shit not going your way. Well, dude, that's the whole point about being an owner, bruh. It's a competition. It's not let me sign up as an owner and get what the fuck I want. You sign up as an owner to compete, not to be fed spoon fed by daddy. I'm not here. I'm not gonna help you out. Okay, you got to do your own shit. If shit goes wrong and you need something from the staff, I'll help you. Okay, but don't come crying to me when shit's not going your way and then expect an advantage. So, bruh, all you owners out there that do that shit, step your game up. All right, we here to help. Staff's here to help, but your team is on you. So good luck with that. And that's my bro moment of the week.
Yeah. I want to just again say appreciate all the owners sticking around. One more week, stick it out. For those that
Agreed.
are still on the bottom,
100%.
try your best to put a line together to go up against. My real bro moment, even though I took the bro screen down because I'm kind of done though, is something I'm really frustrated about, and something I'm passionate about. I was in TC the first season, and I didn't think I deserved to be there. And that's every single season I try to prove that I didn't deserve to be in TC. But I was on the Kings TC the first season. I showed up to every game they needed me for. They would hit me up. I would show up. We've got TCs demanding what positions they play. We got TCs demanding when they're going to play. And then we have TCs that are sitting around begging to get into games, going into week 4, looking for spots to play. If you don't want to show up on your team, there is somebody who wants to play that. Just tell your owner, I retire, I quit. Let them blacklist you, and then move on. There's people still waiting in TC to play. So a decent guy still waiting in TC to play. I hate to see TCs get gifted good, or I hate to see good teams get gifted TCs here going into the playoffs. However, I don't want to see not one playoff game forfeited. So if that's what it takes, whatever it takes. I mean, let's finish the season out strong. I love the seasons how it's been going so far. Hopefully, you guys have been loved. You know, I've been getting a little love from the EBA teams. You know, hollering out at the EBA Tonight staff and saying, you know, we appreciate everything you're doing. Well, I'm doing it for you guys to make sure we're hyping this league and pushing this league. So continue to do that for me. Hype the league, push the league, move forward. Do you have any last things you want to say, Mello? I appreciate you being on the show. Do you have anything you want to say?
Well, first I want to, of course, thank you guys. You know, I think this could have been probably the best show, you know, until Mr.
Of
Leon had
course
to
you
fuck
would
up,
think
you know.
that.
Yeah, but nah, it was a heck of a show. It was fun, you know. I'd love to be back anytime. But yeah, I like to say that you guys should really keep an eye out on the Grizzlies, man. Especially we got Brandon right now back, and like I wish one of you guys
Man,
could play
wanna
Mike Conley, and you guys would commit suicide. Honestly, the nigga's trash.
shout out
Somebody
to the
has to.
pro-ams, man.
Oh yeah, shout out to
Shout
the
Shout out to
out
pro
to
Pro-Am.
the
ams. Oh my
pro-am
God,
peoples
yes.
out here.
Shout out to the pro ams.
Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Who
What
Jam
other
Leon.
teams we
have?
have?
Slight work.
Slight work.
Slight work
Slight
for
work.
life.
Where's Dom's at? Where's Dom's at? I know Dom's out there
Still
somewhere.
trill. Still trill.
Still trill, man. All you guys out there, I know I'm forgetting somebody because it's last second, but yo, put
For
that
life.
work in, man.
Yeah.
Hold it down for the EBA. Let these people know that y'all for real, man. We room for all you guys that are in our community. We want you all to do well. So go out there and get that money, man. Do
Yo,
that. Get
facts.
yours.
Yeah,
Island
win that big
Gang.
time.
Thank you, Shump. Island Gang out there too, putting in work, and we got a couple of them in the league as well.
Yeah, everybody who's
Yeah.
playing in it, people don't realize we got some of the best pro-am players. It's harder, I think, to play team up than pro-am because you don't get to pick your team. You're not playing with a 90-plus guy. You don't have all those badges. So I do believe it's harder, but I would say some of the competition that we have in the EBA, it's such a huge scale, but you can any given night you can run into the top player
And,
that
you know,
plays
and
pro-am.
I
And you
mean,
might be
shout
running
out
into
to
the guy that's about to win $250,000 too, just saying.
and you know, shout out to the pro-am guys that stick it out here
Yes.
because I want to say, man, pro-am ain't shit compared to real team play. Okay, people come in. We have pro-am guys come in and out of this bitch quitting every day because they can't get in here and they can't run halfway down the court and hit a fucking fader 3 from the damn emblem. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit don't work, man. These pro-am guys come in and out. So the ones that stick it out, man, shout out to you guys, bro. Because I know it's hard and I know you ain't used to it. And this is real competition here, not none of that cheese shit that be going on over there. So shout out to you guys, Rainbow, and even though Rainbow did quit before because he was being a baby back, good for him this time for not quitting. But shout out to the rest of the guys like Shump and JT and their people and Fab's guys and Too Cool and Miz. I mean, all those guys that come over here from Pro Am, man. Shout out to you guys for sticking in there and hanging out and keeping it real here on EliteTeamPlay.com.
Absolutely. Mr. Leone, thank you for your segment, even though it was belated. But do you have anything you want to say before we close the show?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Raisin Brand. Shout out to Space Jam Leone. Shout out to everybody that's
Jam
been putting
Leone.
this league together. There you go. Represent Space Jam crew. Yeah, if you check out my scores.
They really got
But
you on Space Jam? You're not on that team.
I think I retired that name because after getting dropped off by Mizzo.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, I just want to give a shout out and shout out to Revolves again. I mean, I already gave him shout outs, but I'm gonna give him another shout out for giving me a chance to play for Oklahoma City Thunder. It was a great season, even though I was playing with Trainer on his line, not giving a shit, just giving a shit about his stats.
He's a jack.
If it wasn't for Revolves,
Oh
I'd
my
be
God.
still probably TC.
Well, I might change my name to
yeah.
Ice the Jack Man because I was jacking because he was jacking, so I was jacking.
All right,
it was
man.
over. But
Actually,
God
Trainer
bless
was
all
jacked
you
the week
guys
last
that are
week, and he won
watching.
10 shot attempts.
We appreciate the community coming through. God bless you guys on watching us on Twitch. God bless you guys in the EBA. God bless you guys that aren't in the EBA and just watching to watch because they love basketball and love 2K.
hey, good luck to
God
those
bless
guys
all
this
you
weekend.
guys, man.
Pro Am. Good luck,
Absolutely.
man. Kick ass.
God
Go
bless
out,
you,
win
Pro Am
some
guys
money.
too. God bless all you
Holla out
guys.
Elite Team Play.
Catch us here next week, Thursday night. Chicken nuggets. All time. But God bless you all. I hope you have a wonderful night. Weekend, guys. And go Patriots.
I already queued the music. Y'all off.
Go Falcons.
Yo, but real shit. I just want to see Tom Brady get another Super Bowl. He's the greatest. He needs to be recognized as such. He's the greatest of all time. I respect the talent.
I'm a Jets
I
fan.
respect
and
the
I
talent. I'm a Cowboys fan, but the fact that
Respectfully.
talent is talent, right? I mean, respect is where respect is where respect is due. And that is due to that man Tom Brady.
If he wins this one, yeah, no, that's
It was nice having you on,
pretty
man.
good too. Nah, I appreciate it, bro. Listen, like, bro, it's all love, bro. Like,
No, 100%. Hey, I'm all for the show, cuz. It's all love, bro. I'm here for the show. I take that. It's all good.
Yeah,
He's back, no matter what. Anybody that comes on the show, if I don't shit my way, fucking Ice will just reach over there and pick up a piece of shit and throw it right there with him. I swear. But it's cool. It's all good. I'm here. I do it on the basis. I'm gonna do this for everybody. You know what I mean? So it's what's a little bit more shit piled on top. You know what I'm saying? I feel it.
nah,
It's
but
all for the
it's
greater
good to have
good.
that real perspective. Like, a lot of people just try to be professional. Like, everyone, like, you know, like, a lot of people, like this kind of stuff. Like, a lot of people telling me in the chat and shit, they're like, yo, this shit is fun. I'm like, yo, good luck. It was fun. It was definitely fun. I thank you, man. It was well, dude. Well done, right?
Yeah, it's a little different than Mag's show where you kind of just they have a lot more chances to chat, explain yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
There's I kind of lead through because if I let it go, it can go for freaking hours.
Nah, but Max was cool too. I like it.